Hi, welcome back to my channel where I tend to post a lot of randomness. Today I just kind of wanted to talk about how to realistically create a budget. I know budgeting starts with determining your monthly income and then calculating out all of your expenses. So how do you create a budget that you and your partner can realistically stick to get out of debt when your spend far surpasses your income each month? Well, that's a good question. I have no idea. For years, we have collectively spent far more than our earning every single month. So doing the bills was more of a strategic dance, pushing out anything that I could with the least amount of late fees. And often I had to perform acts of magic to achieve this. I have always been so good with money, so I'm really not even sure how we got in this boat in the first place. Getting your partner on board and understanding that this is not a short-term arrangement, but more of a long-term commitment to literally give up things in order to achieve our financial goals. This is where I struggle. You really have to change your entire approach, your convictions, your mentality, your outlook, and your attitude, and your partner's, which can be pretty taxing on any relationship. It's hard enough to understand your own goals and exactly how to achieve them, but it can be incredibly discouraging if your partner doesn't have the same goal or if they don't understand the sacrifices necessary to attain them. Cutting costs sounds great in theory. I mean, everyone can easily identify a few things that they could imagine cutting out each month and then putting that money elsewhere. But in reality, it's pretty challenging to identify your wants versus your actual needs, and also to be on the same page as your partner as far as what exactly qualifies as a want versus a need. I mean, I understand that actual needs are basic: food, water, shelter, hygiene, education. And while so much of our spend does actually fall within one of those categories, identifying the wants and recategorizing them as non-essential is where I fear I'm going to struggle the most. Mostly because I'm pretty good at justifying a want and making it seem really necessary. I mentioned cutting costs and putting money elsewhere, but that too is another notion that needs to be understood and committed to by the partnership. There are always things that will come up that you don't plan or account for, and they're going to cost money that you didn't plan on spending. While you can plan in your head to cut out unnecessary spending, until you legitimately realize that $20 here and $20 there, and only this one time, and just dropping a few dollars here and there for some snacks, where all those little things don't even register as extra spending, they all add up and they take away a far larger chunk of the income than most people realize. So if you plan to make a budget, make it realistic, make it attainable, be honest with yourself. Make sure that you're living within your means so you can pay down your debt. Easier said than done. Go through your bank statements for at least the last 6 months so you can actually see where all of your money is gone. And then start a spreadsheet and track where all of your money goes for the next 6 months versus all of your income. Once you categorize everything, you'll be able to see where there's been an imbalance and where there's an opportunity to change things. I've heard people say that once you realize your income versus your budget, that it'll be really easy to pay down your debt, but it's super discouraging right now with the way prices are going up, because we're making necessary changes here, and we're not really seeing much of a difference in our budget. So what I did was I just went out and Googled a whole bunch of different things, just different tips and ideas of ways to cut costs, things we can cut out of our lives, things that we shouldn't buy anymore, things that we should buy instead. And I came up with a pretty good list, so I'm still working on it, and I still need to get my husband on board. So there's definitely more to come on that note. For now, anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.